What's going on, guys? Richard here. Just getting ready to do an oil change on the van. I got it jacked up. Getting ready to pull the tire for the oil change excess. Did a tire plug on the E30 a little while ago. Topped up the oil. So, got the kids out here playing, having a good time. And just need to pop this plug and go ahead and drain this oil. This van's made like 2 trips to and from Georgia, and the oil is past due. Oh, put it back on there. So we got Jack helping out. He's gonna go ahead and pull the lug nuts off. And then once we get the wheel off, I'll go ahead and pop the plug and drain the oil. So we got the vehicle jacked up. Still got the jack in place along with the jack stand for safety. And I've already cracked loose the main torque on the drain plug, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish reeling that thing out now. Oil shouldn't be too warm. We wouldn't pick the kids up from school earlier. It was about an hour or so ago, so it shouldn't be too bad at all. Just going to carefully unscrew this. I got gloves just in case. And there we go. Not too bad there. Pretty clean removal. And I got some paper towels handy just to go ahead and set that down without making a mess. Alright guys, so I've wetted it out. Just got a very faint drip now, so I'm going to go ahead and just reinsert this drain plug ever so carefully. Trying to be very careful because I'm very good at dropping these in the drain pan sometimes, and that can be a mess and a lot of fun to dig out of a full drain bucket. So we got that on there now. That actually went pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and just carefully scoot that there. Ooh. Be very careful now because we're dealing with a full drain pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and just snug this guy up. Now, something that a lot of people overlook when they're doing their oil change is the drain plug. The biggest thing that I noticed is people just torque the ever-living heck out of them, and it really doesn't require that. I myself was guilty of doing it a lot. But you just want to give it like a solid, say like a forearm strength. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to sit there and like yank your whole arm weight on it and body and stuff like that. So we've got the drain plug reinserted, and just took this rag here, wiped off any excess oil, and I'll go ahead and cut the camera here so I can pull the drain bucket out, and I'm going to transfer it into this other drain bucket, which I have over here. This is a transportation drain, so you can get it to the parts store without making a mess in your vehicle. Alright guys, so I got the oil drained, plug put back in just like you saw. Went ahead and changed out the filter. That's a little bit of a messy job as far as coordinating the paper towels and the drain bucket and everything like that to make sure I don't make a mess here. I went ahead and primed the oil filter. If you're not familiar with that, what you do, especially in a filter like this where it's in this position, is very easy. Just go ahead and fill the filter up with oil before you screw it on. That way you don't have that 5-second interval with a dry filter where the engine's just running bone dry. It's a really good tip a friend of mine taught me. Highly recommend doing that. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down one more time, throw some oil in this thing, check the dipstick, make sure it's at the right level, and then go ahead and give it a test start. Just make sure everything's running good. I like to run Chevron Delo 1540. It's a little thick. This is a little bit high mileage for its year. It's pushing 140,000. That's the same oil I run in the drift car over there, and same oil I ran in the E28 back when I had it. So I'm gonna go ahead and top this off. This is a little tip slash trick that I want to show you guys, something that I do. Can't seem to find my funnel right this moment, and usually I like to just kind of pour anyways. Now, 99.9% of the time I'm really good at pouring, but every now and then I have an accident. So what I figured out is if you have like a junky towel that you use as a grease rag, you can kind of put it around the oil fill cap area and use that just kind of like a little diaper, like just in case if you drip anywhere or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down, top off the oil, and then we'll give it a first start from the oil change. All right, so I got the oil dipstick showing just slightly over full, which typically before you prime the system, that's where you want it to be at, because even with a primed oil filter, there's still passages and stuff like that, you know, where all that backflow comes from when you do pull the oil filter. We're going to start it now. It's pretty typical to hear some startup noise on these after an oil change. So I don't know if you guys heard that. It was just a real quick brrr, and then it went away. Running nice and quiet now. Just give it a little bit of gas to help make sure everything's primed up, and go ahead and cut it off. So now I'm going to go ahead and double check the level, and we should be all good to go. Alright guys, so we're all wrapped up here, done with the oil change and plugging the tire on the E30. I went ahead and sprayed some tire shine on all the tires just for good measure. Gonna go ahead and call it a day here, go in and get myself a shower.